Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope everybody had a blessed Monday, and I hope all together you're having a blessed Tuesday. The week is definitely about to fly by. I can feel it. Okay. Shout out to Carlos King, a content creator. Well, he's a blogger. He does reaction videos. So shout out to Carlos King on YouTube. I dropped his link. Make sure you guys go over there and subscribe to that gentleman. Okay. And also Rap Daily, because I'm going to be using videos from their lives. But shout out to Rap Daily, also a blogger from YouTube that does drops videos and stuff like that and reacts and things like that. So make sure y'all subscribe to both gentlemen for me. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, research, and educational purposes, because we have to educate our communities on these laws that we're taking so we can try to come up with resolutions to make things better. If it's security, more security cameras on our homes and stuff, because not everybody has a camera on their home, so we can catch these criminals, find these children, see if where they went missing last, because I'm doing a live today on Lil Jon's son, Nathan Smith. And also I want to cover, shout out to Janice, for telling me about this case, because I think we're going to be holding on to this one for a while till we find out what happened to Genesis Nova Reid and stuff. Her story is so interesting, and it is so captivating to dig in and just dwell on what is going on with these mothers and these children. It's super deep, so I'm going to save that one for last. Okay. Hey, Goddess. Hey, my mother's keeper. Happy Tuesday, sisters, and perfectly happy Tuesday, sis. Nicole Cooper, happy Tuesday, sister. Time Warp Barbie. Hey, y'all. Hey, Tanisha. Hey, D Juicy. Hey, Demetrius. Hey, April. I have built a security system in my house and 3 to cover the outside. Yes. Hey, Tanya, baby. It's been a while. I know. How you been, Tanya? Hey, Valerie. What's going on, sister? And also educating our kids about their surroundings. Talk to our kids about their actions outside the home. Our kids act one way inside the home, and when they go outside, it's totally different. That can put them in situations and stuff with other groups of people. Hey, T Mills, what's going on? Miss Dee sis. Hey, Nessie, what's going on? Hey, Melanie, what's happening? Happy Tuesday to you guys. Miss Parker, allegedly McNugget is in jail. Yes, and at 5 o'clock today, pull over me and Shank Rock. We're having unfiltered and uncensored conversation about McNutt. Yeah, I wanted to add him to the conversation. We rarely hear from the men, and when we do, it's not that we catch it all the time. So I wanted to do it. Hey, Khalil, baby, it is. I hope you're having a blessed Tuesday. Hey, Latasha Jackson, what's going on? What's going on? Happy Tuesday. Hey, y'all. Hey, let's get into this first video. Lil Jon already had the funeral. Sorry for his loss, and I do have a goal. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you, Time Warp. It's only $5, you guys. It starts at 99 cents. If you guys don't help me by reaching that goal, so I appreciate that. Okay. Lil Jon's son, it was said that he was running out of the house naked, and I knew something was happening. I knew, because I said, what makes a young man run out of his home naked if he's not being chased down or something? Somebody's looking for him, a group of people, one person. Where did this outburst of mental illness come from? If it was that, I just didn't know, to see what made him run out of the house naked and stuff like that. Lil Jon was definitely emotional at the funeral, from what I seen, and any parent would be, and things. So prayers to his family and the mother side of the family and stuff like that. But again, we have to remember, everybody ain't our friend and everybody ain't our partner. And we also have to be mindful of getting into altercations, not being so ready to jump to response when somebody says things, when to walk away from situations. And sometimes situations you aren't even made aware of. It could be people hating you, people jealous and stuff like that, just envying what you have. And he was also known as DJ Young Slade. So, with DJs in the club, women are going to flock to them men. Hey, Lisa, happy Tuesday. Hey, Candy Rich, over there on the good Twitch, okay? Women are going to flock to them, and it could have been a case of that. I want to get into this video and stuff because I haven't heard too much conversation over here on my end about Lil Jon's son, but I want to share this video and let's talk about it. And then we're going to get into 2-year-old Genesis Nova Reid. Let me share my screen. Yeah. Make sure I'm playing the right one.
My condolences to little man, nephew, man. We were just on Family Feud together. All of us.
Lil Jon ruled the world until his worst nightmare hit. His son vanished, then turned up dead. No phone, no shoes, no answers. Now, his ops are showing up, apologizing, and some are quietly confirming what police won't say. This isn't just tragedy. It's a mystery that refuses to stay buried. A father's worst nightmare. If you know anything at all about Lil Jon, then you already know that this man has been around the game for a very, very long time. We are talking about a man who basically built an entire movement in hip-hop from the ground up, the king of crunk himself. A man who gave the world some of the biggest, loudest, most unforgettable party anthems in the history of music. And just not too long ago...
And one thing about Lil Jon, he kept it crunk. You know what I'm saying? He was the crunk of club hip-hop, for sure. And his son is following to his footsteps of being into the music, but playing the music that his father makes, and so many others that follow behind Lil Jon.
Standing on one of the biggest stages on the entire planet. We are talking about the Super Bowl 58 halftime show with Usher in 2024. That is how high this man was riding. His career was experiencing a whole second wind. He had new projects, new energy, new momentum. Everything was lining up perfectly for Lil Jon to keep climbing. But then, out of absolutely nowhere, something happened that would bring everything to a complete stop. Something that no amount of money, no amount of fame, no amount of hit records could ever prepare a father for. His son was gone. And the way it happened has left everybody with more questions than answers. Now, before we get into all of the details surrounding what went down, and trust me, there are a whole lot of details here that just do not sit right, let me tell you exactly who we are talking about. Nathan Smith, also known professionally as DJ Young Slade, was the 27-year-old eldest son of rapper and producer Lil Jon and his estranged wife, Nicole Smith. And this was not just some kid who was sitting around riding off of his daddy's famous name. No, not even close. This was a young man who genuinely put in the work to build something for himself. Nathan was born on April 30th, 1998 in Decatur, Georgia, right there in the heart of the Atlanta metro area. And from the very moment he came into this world, music was in his blood. And I am not just saying that to sound dramatic. I literally mean it. When Nathan was nothing but a little toddler, barely able to walk.
And I heard that somebody that said they were his ops have came forward and said they didn't like him. Woo, woo, woo. And it's crazy again that we're in this world where people don't like you because of your background. Coming from being the son of Lil Jon could be why he had oppositions. It doesn't mean that he was into it with somebody. Because when you're DJing, you're booked and busy, but at the same time, it's a very handsome young man. It could be a woman, we just don't know yet, and stuff. So I hope Lil Jon and his the mother of Nathan Smith gets the closure that they need to see what really happened to their son Nathan and stuff. But I just wanted to shed some light on his name and bring awareness to what is really happening in this industry and what can happen to you just by your daddy being Lil Jon. It could be that. Hey Nika, what's going on? Hey Tanika, I see you come through. Thank you, Dee sis. I appreciate that so much. Veronica, Miss Gemini, I see you guys. Happy Tuesday to each and every one of y'all, okay?
He actually contributed vocals to one of his father's biggest records. As a toddler, he sang the hook on Lil Jon in the East Side Boys' 2000 club hit Bia Bia. Just think about that for a second. This kid was making music before he even learned how to tie his own shoes. And as Nathan got older, that love for music only got stronger. A pivotal moment came in 2008 when Nathan was around 10 years old at an after party for the Trans World Skateboarding Awards. Seeing his father hype and control the crowd from the DJ booth completely changed the trajectory of his life. Lil Jon downloaded the Serato app for him, provided turntables, gave basic guidance, and let him experiment independently. By the time Nathan was
Hey, bro, I
about
was
12 or
thinking that too.
13,
I
he had
told you
graduated
that,
from the
April.
Scratch DJ Academy in Los Angeles, one of the youngest in his class. And in his early teens, he served a year-long stint as touring DJ for then Disney star Zendaya. As a naturally shy kid, that experience pushed him to develop his own stage presence. And you could tell that Nathan loved his father more than anything. Just listen to the way he talked about.
And I definitely said that, April. I told Shank, I said, in that industry, all those women coming around and, they not think he's up for DJing, bro. Let me get you a drink. You know what I'm saying? I definitely thought about somebody slipping him something, for sure. Hey, Tanisha, what's going on? Thank you so much. But definitely, thank you, Nessie. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. But it's so many scenarios we can come up with. But like I said, hopefully, Little John and the mother of Nathan can get the closure and the answers that they need to see what happened to their son.
About growing up as Lil Jon's son.
I even got a tattoo of his signature. It was like something ironic for me because it's like, it's just my dad, but had to get the signature. It was like, yeah.
That is what kind of bond they had. Nathan literally tattooed his dad's signature on his body because even though to the rest of the world, Lil Jon was this massive celebrity, to Nathan, he was just dad. And that is what made their relationship so special.
What up, Will?
And I was talking about the anger management tour. It was like 2004. I was like, what, like 5, 6, something like that.
Nathan was talking about being brought on stage as a little 5 or 6-year-old kid during one of the biggest tours of that era. Just a little boy standing next to his father in front of thousands of screaming fans.
And he brought me on stage, and I was just like, bro, I was so shy, bro. I was a little kid, whatever. But it's just crazy to have experiences like that and then go home and we just like drinking tea, playing video games.
That right there tells you everything you need to know about who Nathan was and who Lil Jon was behind closed doors. On stage, Lil Jon is the wildest, most energetic performer you have ever seen. But at home, they were just a father and son drinking.
Do y'all think it was an act of jealousy? Somebody envied his lifestyle? Could it be a female, involved into the situation with him being handsome and being a DJ, booked and busy and stuff? Because when you're a DJ and you are big as him, you're booked and busy. It's almost like you don't have time to really beef. Not saying that he did or he didn't, but I'm just saying when you're booked and busy and you have a hell of a schedule like that, you really just don't have time for beefing. Hell, we barely have 24 hours in a day. We feel like we only utilize 4 of them. We get 4 of them, 5 of them if you work. 8 of them is given to your job. At least 5 to 8 is given to your job. So you only have just a certain amount of time. You still got to get home, go through traffic, and get home. Make sure you ain't got to stop at a store, get what you need. So 24 hours in a day is not as a lot to me as it might be for somebody else. He probably was sacrificed by the industry. They have a lot of crazy stuff going on. And perfectly, I thought about that too, and stuff, somebody envying Lil Jon and stuff like that. It's a lot of gangs in Atlanta. It is. And sometimes these young men are sitting back and, like I said, instead of put me on or something, it could be an act of jealousy and envy. He's young, he's talented, he's around the elite people, Lil Bow Wow, Jermaine Dupri, all of that, and it don't gotta be because he even had a beef. It could just be that. To be honest, Ms. Parker, I can only speculate as to what happened, but it's still sad. It really is, So that's why I'm hoping closure gets brought to this family again. Hey, T-Bay. Valerie, if I just say hey.
Tea and playing video games together. That is the kind of man the world just lost. Nathan went on to graduate from New York University's Tisch School of the Arts, Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music in May 2020, studying audio engineering and production. After graduating, he started building an impressive resume. He co-produced Saweetie's Get It Girl. Commercial. He worked on Talking About These Rappers from the 2024 album Man Down. He was featured on MTV's Family Legacy Season 2, which premiered on Paramount Plus in March 2025. This was a young man doing everything right, building his own path, making his father proud every single step of the way. And then, on the morning of February 3rd, 2026, everything changed. Nathan Smith was reported missing after leaving his home in Milton, Georgia, under unusual circumstances around 6 a.m. He left on foot. No phone, no wallet, no shoes, no keys, nothing. Officials indicated he may have been disoriented and in need of assistance, adding that he might not be wearing clothes and may have had no belongings with him. Something made this 27-year-old man run out of his house in the early hours of the morning with absolutely nothing on him.
See, that's what got me right there. I was going to say maybe I heard wrong. Hey, Mama Kim, what's going on? Something sweet. Happy Tuesday. Been listening in a while. I walk the dogs while pushing this heavy ass stroller. Okay. At least it's nice outside. At least down here, it's beautiful outside. So, what would make a young man who's right now living wanna hit just like living his best life, his dreams of came true. He's followed in his father's footsteps. He done graduated from Clive Davis's school and stuff. He's got it all. You know what I'm saying? Girl, you had me cracking up last night. Hope you're having a good day. I am, Shanta. I am. Despite my news from the doctor yesterday, I'm okay, you know. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, he's living his best life. You know, money isn't even a problem. He's making his own. He doesn't even have to live off his father or anything. He's making his own, his dream. He's living out his dream of being one of the best DJs in Atlanta. What made Nathan Smith run out of his house at 6 in the morning? No phone, no shoes, nothing. Hey Shanta, happy Tuesday, sis. But what made him run out? That's what's getting me. Hey Patricia, what's going on, sister? I hope you're doing well. Nice seeing you. That's what's getting me. Nobody at his age with a good lifestyle, a good background and stuff, a loving background is waking up at 6 in the morning, leaving their phone, their shoes, nothing. Naked. Something caught him out of that house. It had to be urgent, but T-Bay naked. It's crazy. I've been trying to figure that part out. I think he would slip something. I'm with April. When I heard the naked part, I really did. I said, was he with a female and she gave him something? She put something in his drink. She was a setup chick. Was it supposed to be a robbery? Thinking that the drug would probably put him out instead, it caused him to crash out. So she said, yeah, he may have had something. And that's what I'm thinking. I wonder if anybody else was in the home. That's why I say with cameras to kind of catch everything and stuff. I hope it was cameras in the neighborhood and stuff that kind of seen what happened the night before. I'm anxious to know what happened the night before. Was anybody else in the home with him?
A multi-agency search began immediately, and for 3 days, nobody could find him. 3 entire days. Then, on February 6, 2026, at approximately 11:53 a.m., divers with the Cherokee County Fire Department located and recovered a body from a pond at Mayfield Park near Nathan's Milton residence. The body was believed to be Nathan Smith, and it was later confirmed.
DJ Young Slade, the son of Lil Jon, has died at 27 years old. Lil Jon confirmed the news in a statement telling us he is extremely heartbroken.
And just like that, DJ...
Or could it be in somebody ran him up out of that house, T-Bay? You know what I'm saying? What? Okay, so he's running naked and he just runs into this pond. He's running at 27 years old. He just takes off and runs out of this home naked and runs straight to that pond? Or was he placed there? Those are questions I got. I wonder what the cameras, if there was cameras in the vicinity and stuff like that. I wonder what's in his phone and stuff like that. Just any kind of messages to see, what was going on, what made him do that. Because sometimes, it don't have to be a female. It could have been, she said, in my opinion, he was chased. I felt like that too. I had a couple of different scenarios. The first one was somebody slipped him something in his drink because where it was so early. Nobody's, at 27, could he be up at 6:30 in the morning on that day? Like, I'm pretty sure he DJ'd the day before. I would like to know that. and stuff. So, and I'm not saying he ain't a person that gets up to work out. She said, yeah, somebody was in there. Has that been confirmed, Jennifer, that someone was there? So I was thinking, first thing I thought was a female was in there and slipped him something. The night before, thought he was gonna pass out, be done, probably take him all the way out, but instead, his body reacted different to whatever he was slipped. She said something isn't adding up here. It's some many things that could have happened. He could have been running from something or someone. I thought about that too. T-Babe slipped him something first. It's hard to believe he ran out and landed in the lake, but they found him 3 days later. That's what's getting me, Candy Rich. It's just a lot to this right now that I'm just not understanding.
Young Slade was gone at 27 years old. Authorities said there was no indication of foul play, but the Milton Police Department Criminal Investigations Division stated they would continue to treat this as an open and active investigation. No further details, no autopsy findings, no toxicology results have been released as of now.
So if they not finding, that's what gets me with these people. They say, hey, Truth for the Wise, what's going on? Happy Tuesday. That's what gets me. Yeah, we're not finding anything. Well, you're not gonna, if he ran out of the house naked, where's the camera for, like, have they looked at the camera footage? Because why do they still got it, treating it as an open investigation? If there's no findings of anything, why are they still looking into this case? She said a sacrifice. Somebody else said a sacrifice too, True for the Wise. Somebody else definitely just said a sacrifice.
The 27-year-old man who ran out of his house one morning and was found in a pond 3 days later. That is the story they are giving us. The king of crunk and the enemies he made. Now, to fully understand everything surrounding this situation, you have to understand who Lil Jon is and everything he went through to get to where he is. Because this man has a story that most people do not even know the half of. And along the way, he made some very serious enemies. People who wanted what he had. People who felt like he owed them something. People who flat out felt like he did them dirty. Lil Jon, born Jonathan H. Smith on January.
What I tell y'all, it could be that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when they can't get to you, guess what they do? They'll use a female. That's why I want to know if he was with a female that night. I would like to know if he was booked the night, you know what I'm saying, at a club the night prior, you know what I'm saying, if he had drinks, did somebody buy him a drink or anything like that? Like, our partner, don't worry about it, I got you. Next drink's on me. You never know who your opposition is going to use in your demise. It don't always have to be gunshots or anything, pow-pows, nothing involved. Sometimes it could be a heartless female out there just ready to take you out with a simple peel. Then you get that sacrifice theory going on in the entertainment field. Yes, I want to know what was in his body toxicology report and phone records. The circumstances seem suspect due to the complex where he lived has cameras. That's what I'm saying, Latasha. What is making them keep this open? You know what I'm saying? I'm interested in the toxicology as well as the phone records for sure, Latasha. Hey, Candy, I had to come over here. Twitch was messing up on me. Okay, girl, I'm gonna try to figure it out. I got to get my Twitch together. If it's a sacrifice to who? That's a good one, Patricia. If it's a sacrifice to who? Lil Jon are about to ascend to a higher level because now we all have questions.
17th, 1971, in Atlanta, Georgia. Grew up in Southwest Atlanta as the eldest of 5 children.
Yes.
His father was an aerospace engineer with military experience. This was not some kid who came from the streets with nothing. This was a young man who came from a solid family, and he used that foundation to build something incredible. At Frederick Douglass High School, he joined the marching band and began DJing at age 15, hosting basement parties that gained local popularity. After high school, he worked his way into the Atlanta music scene, eventually landing a gig as an A&R executive for Jermaine Dupri's So So Def Recordings, where he rose to executive vice president of A&R and executive produced the So So Def Bass All-Stars compilation series. Then in 1995, everything shifted. Lil Jon formed Lil Jon and the East Side Boys with Big Sam and Lil Bo. And from that moment forward, the crunk movement was born. Their records were loud. Their energy was unmatched.
Let me read these comments. Patricia said, if it's a sacrifice, the whole thing was prearranged. She said Lil Jon always was upcoming from a good home. She said, Miss Parker, after Lil Jon's son's death, watch how he climbs in fame. Why isn't the Illuminati investigated for their crimes? Never. That's a good one. They never are.
Before long, they were taking over the entire hip-hop landscape with songs that literally made it impossible to stand still. Signed to TVT Records in 2002, Kings of Crunk went multi-platinum, and the follow-up Crunk Juice in 2004 did the same. As a producer, Lil Jon was behind some of the decade's biggest records. Usher's Yeah won a Grammy for Best Rap Sung Performance in 2005. He produced hits for Ciara, the Yin Yang Twins, P.D. Pablo, and more. He was untouchable. But here's where the problem started, because with all of that success came people who wanted their piece. And the first and biggest enemy Lil Jon ever had was the very label that was supposed to be helping him. TVT Records, owned by Steve Gottlieb, was accused by multiple artists, including Lil Jon and Pitbull, of
Y'all heard what they said about this record company. See what I'm saying? That's what gets that speculation of the higher ups and, you know, the sacrifices and stuff like that. People like this, record companies like this.
withholding royalties and
Withholding
mismanaging promotions.
royalties.
Lil Jon sat down and talked about this himself. And even though he tried to keep it positive, you could hear the frustration underneath every single word.
All in all, TVT was a great experience because it was a place where I could go and be myself.
Now, on the surface, that sounds like a man at peace with what happened. But keep listening, because the truth starts to come out real quick.
How so? Like just not taking care of his artists. He didn't take care of his artists.
And that is the real story. The man who was making TVT, the biggest independent label in the country, was not being taken care of by the very people who were supposed to have his back. But because Lil Jon is the type of person who does not like to dwell in negativity, he said exactly that.
I don't like to dwell on any negativity. I like to keep everything positive, find the positivity out of a situation, and take.
And sometimes our beefs trickle down to our children and stuff like that. You know, it's a lot of darkness in the music industry, a lot of crooked people. And like, again, you never know who they use mad because he got with So Def and went so big and left them behind and stuff like that. So they're no longer getting paid off for however he got out of his contract if he did and stuff like that. He said they wasn't giving him his royalties or anything. And we all know in the industry, when you leave one of those record companies, it's always something behind it. It just is. If Lil Jon get a come up, then we know.
That and move on, but
that is Lil Jon's character in a nutshell. But even with that positive attitude, the damage was done. The TVT feud delayed his solo album Crunk Rock, originally planned for 2006, all the way until 2010. That is 4 years of lost momentum, lost revenue, and lost opportunities because of one man's bad business practices. And in 2008, TVT filed for bankruptcy after losing millions in various lawsuits.
And that was heavy on my mind, Sanji. She said, I don't want to derail the conversation. However, some people are experiencing flocka in their THC without knowing it having devastating consequences. Think Giovanni Pelletier. Yes, and that is true. Now, I'm seriously thinking it's a drug. I really do. I really believe something was given to him and stuff. I really do. I'm really believing, y'all, that it's something that's going to come out in that toxicology report. I could be wrong.
Leaving artists like Lil Jon in limbo. But TVT was not the only problem. The people closest to him turned into opponents too. Big Sam, one of the original East Side Boys, went on record and told the whole world exactly why the group fell apart. And it was ugly.
I was trying to just be kind of political correct. I ain't really want to tell what really happened, but the group broke up because of the money.
There it is, straight from one of the founding members of the group. It was about money. Big Sam said he started asking questions about where his earnings were going, and the moment he did, everything changed.
Where my money at, man? Where my money? Where money?
That right there is the question that blew up one of the most iconic groups in crunk history. Big Sam wanted to know where his royalties were, where his mechanicals were, where the record sales money went.
So I started asking the question, it was almost everybody's attitude changed. Like everything wasn't the same no more when I started asking all these questions now.
The second Big Sam started asking where his money was, the attitudes around him completely shifted, and that is how it ended. After Crunk Juice in 2004, Lil Jon parted ways with group members Big Sam and Lil Bo due to financial disagreements and TVT-related drama. The group was done, and it was not just business beefs either. Memphis rappers like DJ Paul of 3 6 Mafia publicly checked Lil Jon over the origins of crunk insisting Memphis pioneers started the sound before Atlanta popularized it. Gangsta Pat responded to Lil Jon's comments about Memphis in a video, emphasizing buck music as a precursor to crunk. Even Atlanta's own Dem franchise boys accused Lil Jon of stealing elements of their snap sound during the mid-2000s. So when
See, we're hearing more. I wonder if the beefs that Lil Jon attracted, if it led to the demise of his son. Not saying that's his fault at all. Thank you so much, Candy Sis. Thank you. Not saying that it's Lil Jon's fault at all. But sometimes when people can't get you, they'll use the younger generation. Y'all don't know how many older men use the younger generation to manipulate them to carry out old beefs and things like that. They can't get to him, we'll get his son. And that's just a thought. Hey, Jazzy sis.
When you add it all up, Lil Jon had enemies from every direction. The label that was supposed to support him stabbed him in the back. His own group members felt like he did them wrong. Artists from other cities felt like he took credit for something he did not create. And even artists from his own city felt like he borrowed their style without giving credit. That is a lot of bad blood, a lot of people carrying resentment, a lot of ops. And Lil Jon himself knew exactly what that kind of pressure felt like. He talked about the dark side of fame in a way that most people do not hear.
No, because they just see the private jets and the trips and all that. They don't realize, sometimes you can't go nowhere because people bugging you.
That is the reality of the life he was living. The private jets and the trips look good from the outside.
Yes.
But nobody sees the isolation. Nobody sees the pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. Most people couldn't deal with this life.
Most people could not deal with everything that Lil Jon has been carrying. The beefs, the betrayals, the business losses, the constant scrutiny. And now, on top of all of that, he had to bury his firstborn son. The ops show up and the questions remain. Now here's where this whole story takes a turn that nobody expected. Because when Nathan Smith passed away, something remarkable happened. The same hip-hop world that had spent years going back and forth with Lil Jon, the same industry full of people who had beefs, disputes, and grudges against this man, they all stopped. Every single one of them. They put all of the nonsense aside, and they showed up for him. And what they said when they showed up tells you everything you need to know about what this loss really meant. The hip-hop community rallied around Lil Jon with heartfelt messages. People who had been on opposite sides of arguments for years suddenly had only one thing to say: we are sorry, we are here for you, and your son did not deserve this. One of the first people to step up was E40. Now E40 is a Bay Area legend. He is from a completely different region than Lil Jon, and in hip-hop, regional pride runs deep, but none of that mattered when tragedy struck. E40, a longtime friend, sent condolences that were described as particularly emotional, and you could hear the pain in his voice when he spoke about Nathan.
I want to read Sanji. She said, it's still dark, 6 a.m., and he may have been experiencing symptoms like those of shrooms. That and feeling that they are hot and paranoid will cause some people to run. She said, yes, one thing for sure, they can't get you, they will get who you love. Shaking my head. I'm sure his behavior is due to drug reaction, but why his son and not Lil Jon? Those are the people you see naked on the highway, and they are brought in naked to the hospital from smoking weed. I don't think he was aware of the water. Nothing else makes sense to me. And it doesn't, Sanji. It really doesn't. That's why I say sacrifice. And I can see that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm really thinking drugs are involved here. But I cannot see him all of a sudden taking something and smoking something. Like, has he been on drugs? Because in that industry, we're going to smoke our weed. Hell, I smoke weed before I go out. I got to have my weed and my drink. I just do. And stuff like that. And being a DJ, is he drinking? Is he sipping here and there? Is he smoking here and there? And somebody has rolled up some weed and sprinkled something in it, put something in it. That's what I want to know. I'm itching for this toxicology report. That industry is something different. Those people will hurt you and call and check on you in real time. Won't they? Won't they?
I gotta ask you, man. Our brother, Lil Jon, man.
Yeah, man. I send my condolences to little man, nephew, man. We were just on Family Feud together, all of us.
E40 called Nathan his nephew. That is not something you just say. That is a bond. He was not just offering hollow words. He was telling the world that Nathan was family to him. and he had just been with the whole family recently.
Me, Lil Jon, his son, Shorty Putt, and Too Short, man. Like a few months back.
You guys made history together. I know you have so much love for their family.
They were all together just a few months before this happened, on Family Feud of all places, laughing together, having a good time. And now, E40 is standing in front of a camera, trying to hold it together while talking about how much he is going to miss Nathan.
I just send my love and support. You know what I mean? Lil Jon, anything you need that I can provide, I'm here for you. I love you, and you know that, brother. And we're going to miss nephew.
Anything you need, I am here for you. That is what real love sounds like. That is what it looks like when the community comes together, no matter what happened in the past. And it was not just the hip-hop world. Even Shaq, one of the biggest names in all of sports and entertainment, reached out personally to Lil Jon.
How are you supporting him at a time like this?
I talked to him yesterday, so my condolences goes out to him and his family. It's tragic.
Shaq actually got on the phone and called Lil Jon directly. He did not just post something on social media and move on with his day. He picked up the phone and made sure his friend knew he was not alone.
I don't know how that feels, but
She said, Candy said that synthetic weed will do this to you. Also, I see a lot of it in the ER. It happens a lot. Trust no one. Man, all of that. And you know, that synthetic weed is still running around. I don't know why people thought it was gone. She said, remember, weed is normalized. He could habitually smoke to relax after a gig, yes. And you know, was he rolling his own weed? Did somebody hand him a blunt? You know what I'm saying? It could be a lie, y'all. Something slipped in a drink and stuff. Many people are testing positive for flock because some dealers are putting it in the weed without consumers knowing it. Thank you for sharing that, Sanji. You know, I don't even buy street weed anymore. I go straight to the distillery here in North Carolina. Hey, Lola, what's going on? Hey, Kiki, I see you, boo.
I'm sure I know it's devastating for him. Like I said, my condolences go out to him and his family.
And Shaq was honest about it too.
Yeah.
He said he does not know what it feels like to lose a child, but he knows it is devastating. That is a powerful thing for a man of that stature to admit publicly. And then there was Lil Jon's own statement. And this is the part that really, really hits you, because you can hear a father's heart completely shattered in every single word.
In his statement, Lil Jon tells TMZ, I'm extremely heartbroken for the tragic loss of our son, Nathan Smith. His mother, Nicole Smith, and I are devastated. Nathan was the kindest human being you would ever meet. He was immensely caring.
As a DJ, not as a producer, not as a brand or a legacy, but as a human being. The kindest human being you would ever meet.
He loved his family and the friends in his life to the fullest. Jon goes on to say he was an amazingly talented young man, a music producer, an artist, an engineer, and a graduate of NYU.
Nathan loved his family to the fullest. And what makes this whole thing even more heartbreaking is what Lil Jon said next. In his statement, Lil Jon said, in our last times together, we're comforted in knowing that we expressed that very sentiment to him. At least in the end, they told each other how much they meant to one another. Not every family gets that chance. On Instagram, Lil Jon posted a video montage of moments with Nathan from childhood to adulthood captioned, "This hurts so bad and I love you, son," which received an outpouring of support from the entire community. In another post, he highlighted Nathan's Spotify music, writing, "Slade released this when he graduated from college. He was so happy to express his art and do it himself."
Yeah, I want to keep up with this story and see what comes out next. Prayers to Lil Jon and the mother of Nathan Smith. Let's pray for her as well and their families and stuff. Let's put some prayer hands up in the chat and keep them wrapped in our prayers. Seriously, it is sad. It is. I don't trust the soul oil thing, okay? Please know who your street representatives are. Many strands are testing positive for opioids, causing behavior different from normal weed smoking. Thank addiction. And thank you for that, Sanji. We need, the educating. That's what we need, that education on the weed. We might think we just smoking, and that's why we up there beaming with Scotty and some more stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got some weed right now on the dresser, y'all. It is so potent, y'all. I can smell it downstairs. You know what I'm saying? So I might need to get that tested and stuff. I got it from the distillery, but again, you never know the hype that they putting on to weed and stuff right now, to keep sales going up. And everybody has different interactions with weed too. Everybody. I don't know, Jam, yet. I don't know. We won't know until the toxicology report and stuff comes back, because it's still an open investigation. Let's remember, it's still even though they saying we haven't found anything, it's still an open investigation. So it's something that they might feel like is off. It's something that they might be waiting on from the toxicology report. It's something that's keeping them to keep this case open. So let's just again pray that the family gets the closure that they need, and that wasn't the case, or whatever. So, and nobody knows what nobody's going through sometimes, mentally and stuff. It looks like the way it looked like he got it all, and those be the ones who suffer the most. The people that we feel like when we're on the outside looking in, they got it all, and they suffer the most. So we just don't know, until we get further news. Everybody smokes, so yeah, they doing something. I get my weed from the dispensaries that's I'm approved. Yes, me too. Me too. Very devastating, life changing. As a parent, I got some of that. I can only take 2 to 4 pulls, or I would be floating on. Girl, when I look, y'all know I won't go live. When I got my bag, y'all. When I got my good bag, Shanka come upstairs. You alright? You ain't saying nothing. You ain't talking. I'm like, hell, I can't. You know what I'm saying? It just has me that stuck. It ain't regular weed. Like, I'll be looking for the regular shit. But I don't want to go to the street dealers anymore, because I know how much they put on. I'm glad I don't get high no more, period. All the stuff that's out there, it's crazy. This is a different time, and I know they started a crack epidemic. Beware and be careful. Yeah, it's so many different drugs now. Horse stimulator, like what? Like shit that I ain't never thought I'd hear of. And we can't forget that down in Florida, they had the whatever they was putting out, or whatever had them turning into aliens and zombies, and whatever they was turning into. You know what I'm saying? Flipping and just doing all kind of rolls and just jerking. And it was crazy to see that. Exactly. My sister went to this dispensary, and he asked her how high you want to get. Shaking my head. They do. Well, my dispensary asked me, the one I like to go to, they honestly say, is it a certain strand? Is it for medical? Anything medical, like back pain, neck pain, and stuff like that? What are you looking for? And what are you looking for to come out of your pleasure of smoking the cannabis and stuff? And I'm like, I got all that, but I just need something simple. I don't need that ever go night night nigga. I don't want that. I don't want ever go night night nigga. I don't want starships and rockets. Another simple birthday cake. And hell, sometimes that they're alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to beam up her with Scotty. I want to watch him on TV, not beam up her to see him. So I'm just cool. She said, and be stuck. Yes, T. I'm scared to do drugs, period. I'm scary. Man, Nessie. Not in this generation, I wouldn't recommend it. But like she said, I will get it approved. I will make sure it's approved and stuff if you get some weed or something. For some reason, this weed now, I cannot smoke. I be stuck. I don't feel like mine moving fast. Girl, everything moving fast. Everything moving fast but you. So I don't even know what's moving fast. That flocker. Yes, thank you, Valerie. I'm just saying. Hey, Karen B, what's going on? What's going on? You don't want to see spaceships on Bankhead? I don't. I don't want to see a spaceship if I ain't in the rocket. You get what I'm saying? On time, I want to see spaceship if I decide to get in that rocket and go up there on that moon, baby. And I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I smoked when I took a trip to Colorado after my mom's death, and me and my sister was so high, just laughing, stomach hurt. That kind of weed, yes. That kind of weed. What happened to the laughable weed? I be stuck. Yeah, I got my candy all upstairs on the dresser, M&Ms. I got my peanut M&Ms, my brown M&Ms. I'm picking certain colors out. I got my Skittles. I got my Mike and Ike's. When I get my weed, everything's upstairs. And then the team bought me a little refrigerator when I had my surgery last year. So I got my little refrigerator. If I want to drink, I just grab. It's all like right there. I don't want to move. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Shank checks on me when I swallow my weed. Like I say, you okay? You ain't saying nothing. You all right? You on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? He like, you on that dope. I said, please stop calling it that. He like, I know you're on that dope. So I just want to make sure I'm not on dope. I'm on weed. Like, I had to check him all the time. Like, this is weed, man. Stop calling it dope. Hey, thank you, Janice. Thank you so much. And y'all, Janice is the one who bought me the story that I'm gonna share next. It's hey Tracy SM, Tracy Young, what's going on? She said yes, laughing and eating. But she bought me the story, asked me could I cover it, and I obliged and got on it instantly. Now that's what I'm scared of. Now I ain't fuck with them gummies. I don't went in there and talked so much shit to my boss on them gummies. I don't know why she didn't fire me that day and stuff like that. You know, she just like to me, she was messing with me, and I didn't like it. She was, and I don't even know if she really was, but the edible told me she was laughing at me, and I cussed out like a dog. Like I cussed Keita out bad, like, and she better not like you better not fuck up that schedule either. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like everything that's been on my mind to say to her that I just held back. I said it, and I went, and I couldn't talk for like 3 hours. Like, and I'm sitting here on the line in dietary trying to read the menus. And it's like everything was moving so fast. The words was scrambled. I don't know, y'all. I didn't unalive anybody. Thank by the grace of God, putting in people's food. Because, everybody, we got our mechanical softs. You got different food in the nursing home that you have to put on a tray. So I was like, never again. And I was spraying perfume everywhere. Like, oh, man, it was bad, y'all. She said, not laughable weed. Yes, laughable weed. That indica. I'm sativa. I'm sativa. That's what I get is the life of weed. My husband hates it because all I do is mess with him. Yes. Yeah, girl. T, you hear me? Man, you read her down to the ground as fuck. Yes, Miss Parker. She said everyone they tested at the dispensary here, they will shut down if they're not testing. I only give the ones for pain, insomnia, and can't trust people. Yeah, and Renee, you're right, and that's what I love about my dispensary and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Only marathon for me. Okay. I like when they ask questions and stuff like, what do you? Because everybody ain't in there to get high. Some people really do have real bad chronic pain that medical marijuana helps them with, I hate that we're abusing it to the point where, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna stop. Like they're just now, damn it, they're just now letting us get it and shit. They sell it at the stores here. I'm like, is that weed right there on it? By the bubble gum? That's weed by the bubble gum. That's weed by the bubble gum and the Mike and Ike's and it's weed. Okay. Shit. Y'all know I'm getting old when they do that. Be paranoid working. I just can't do it. Man, I said never again. I ain't had an edible since. I love that one hitter quitter. I like yeah, and they was like big strawberries or something. They was like real big and they were strawberries. And I don't know what was in it, but it definitely had my mouth super dry. It felt like it didn't matter how much I drunk that day. I never got hydrated and stuff, and I couldn't talk for 3 hours. And like I said, everything was scrambled. You know what I'm saying? She said hybrid. Yeah, you like the hybrid? Please. Okay. Well, see, I got the indica. I don't know. Maybe I need to try some different indica. For real. She said, yes, those Ross gummies help out with pain for cancer patients. Then I didn't feel nothing. I gotta say that, April. I was comfortable as hell. I ain't gonna knock the edibles. This just not for me. Not where I wanna smoke. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Latasha. They sell mushroom gummies out here. No, nay, I'm good. I'm good. Let's get to this next story, you guys. Shout out to Carlos King for this one again. Rap Daily. If you're trying to keep up with the hip hop world, the deaths in the hip hop world, the sacrifices, go over there to Rap Daily. I did drop his link. Shout out to you, Rap Daily. Thank you for the awesome videos. Shout out to Carlos King for sharing this one, and shout out to Janice for this one. She said, yeah, the hybrid, the one. Hello. I gotta try it. I got some sativa in there now, y'all. 2 weeks. 2 more weeks when I go out of town. I'm cracking it bag. I told my son already, it's like, man, you don't even know. You don't even know. Cause he be smoking his weed too, you know what I'm saying? I don't know whose kids don't. Everybody's kids might not, but my son definitely has his good bags, you know what I'm saying? He'll definitely trick me to some good bag that he gets ordered in and stuff. I got some good purple in. And then they have the nerve like, what you got on it? Who? Is you alright? I ain't got nothing on it. Is you a drug dealer? What's happening? I thought you was just buying for recreational purposes. What's happening? Because I don't want no drug dealing around me now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I used to get pre-roll. Now them pre-roll. I ain't even gonna tell the story, y'all. I'm not doing it. I promised I wouldn't share this story. He's gonna be mad at me. I got some pre-rolls, right? And Shank Rock don't fuck with drugs at all. But he don't mind me smoking. He's just allowing me to smoke in the car when we go out of town. He's just allowing me to smoke in the car, especially after my surgeries. Oh, I'm like, babe, I gotta fire my shit up. I'm in pain. We got this long ass ride ahead of us and shit like that. And we ride one day and I'm over there smoking my weed and I could only take like 2 hits. I was done. Like it dumped my ass. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was slam dunked. And he just kept looking at me. I'm like, dog. In my mind, I'm saying, what the fuck does he keep looking at me for? Like, fam, just drive. And he's like, dang, it must be some good dope you on. He said, it must be some good dope you on. You over slobbering. I was like, I'm slobbering. So I'm taking it back when I'm like, I'm slobbering seriously, like where? And I'm like, it's not dope. Like, stop saying it. Like, I'm mad because he's like, you over on some good dope, ain't it? You over slobbering and shit, slumped down in the seat. And I hadn't realized, y'all, my ass almost on the floor in the car. You know what I'm saying? I'm not realizing I'm that high, or whatever. So I get the pre-rolls. When I go to the distillery, you put your number in, you get your points. I say, hey, I got these pre-rolls. You should try it. He's like, nah. He's like, he always said one day I might hit one with you. I just, not right now. So finally I convinced his ass that one day came and he agreed and shit. And I was upstairs, he done hit his shit. I was like, this is for back pain and stuff, I did lie. I did. I said, this is for back pain. It's going to help with your pain in your neck and your back. You'll be super chill. He was like, really? I said, yeah, I got you. You know what I'm saying? And, just take a puff of it. You don't have to smoke the whole thing just for puffing. Baby, I could have went downstairs to get my candy and my snacks, baby. And he looked like Chris Tucker and Friday in the pigeon coop. I felt so bad. I felt so bad at the beginning. I really did. I was like, babe, are you okay? Fucked up my whole high, making sure he was good. And he looked at me, he was like, you said, you lied to me. It looked like somebody threw cold water on his ass and he was shivering and shit. I said, hey, we ready to go to jail, dog. You gotta get this shit together. What the fuck? Like, it wasn't that good to me. What's going on? But I forgot he don't smoke or nothing. So, you know what I'm saying? And it was really something, it was Star Wars, Yoda. It was some Yoda. The pre-rolls was, and I tried, and I feel it's funny now, but at that time, I was like, we're going to jail, motherfucker. Like, dog, like, will you want me some water? You want me to get you a wet rag? What do you need from me? And he was like, you lied to me. You lied, Miss Park. And he was sounding like a fucking sheep. He's got his knees up to his chest. I'm like, what the fuck? What you smoke? I ain't got that shit. Nigga, I put my shit to the side. I ain't want to smoke. You know what I'm saying? He shivered all day. They looked like a wet cat left in the rain, like a new kitten fresh in the rain. Baby, I ain't never asked him again and shit. I gladly smoked the rest of his shit for him. And later on I said, hey, it didn't do me that way. It didn't do me like that. I didn't think it would do you. I felt bad for a long time and stuff. I know Nancy, y'all. She said, Miss Parker, I'm glad to still see you. I was scared you was not gonna be here still. I'm here intentionally. Y'all stop laughing, but it was true. She said, you ain't putting none on this man and smoking. Die, Renee, you heard me. Hey, the Bella B, what's going on, Bookie? Y'all, it scared me. Because he had his knees up to his chest and he was shaking and shit. And I just come downstairs for my snacks. I was like, I looked around the kitchen. I was like, you okay? And then when I really seen, and I think I seen a tear come out of his eyes, he was like, no, you lied to me. And I was like, what the fuck? Nick, we gonna go to jail. You do I need? I thought I had to call the ambulance on his ass. Like that's how bad he was. I was like, do you want? He was like, no, not yet. Give me a minute. I was, the fuck is going on? The fuck have I done? Like, oh my god, like nigga, I'm gonna throw all this weed out in this motherfucker. We just got this shit, man. I'm just downstairs for a minute, like waiting to shake it off and shit. Hell, it took all day for the shake off. Had me scared to smoke my own shit, but I was like, it didn't do me like that. What the fuck is happening? Like, nigga. So never again. You know what I'm saying? Hell, he's just starting to drink wine, and that wine been down there for almost a month in the refrigerator. I think he just sips it and shit like that. Yeah. So that's where we are. We here. Pre-rolls can be bought at the tobacco shop. All of them. Yes, girl. And I got 10 free. I got 10 pre-rolls free that day because I had spent like $400 for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I had bought weed for Christmas for people. You know what I'm saying? Put them like as stocking stuff. I got the little stockings from the weed place. I was like, oh, these are cute. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Yvette Stewart. Hey, Erica Sutton. What's going on? So I was like, these are cute to put the weed in. Okay, boom. You know, so when I came back off the road, I bought some more when we got back to North Carolina from Kentucky. I was like, let me go on and stock up on my weed. I ain't got to worry about coming up here because the one I go to is like an hour away, but it's on the highway going out of here. And Shank finished to punish us later, baby. When I say the same way Chris Tucker was in that pigeon coop, that was Shank. The noises, and I was like, what the fuck, boy, this nigga. I was downstairs like Pinky, like, nigga. And I know the neighbors was trying to figure out what the fuck is going on next door. What's happening? Because I couldn't help myself. He was scaring me. He told her to go lay down somewhere. Good for blood pressure and soursop juice and tea. Yeah, some of it is water drink, not all. Shank done messed up your high. Man, I just spent all that money on that. Imagine $400 plus I bought me like $100 worth and got my free pre-rolls for spending so much. And I couldn't afford to just dump it out, but I knew it was so strong in the house. If the ambulance came in, we was done. We was done for it. You get what I'm saying? Have I heard what Yvette Stewart? Have I heard what? But on to the next story, you guys. This is a shout out again to Carlos King. Smoking has been keeping my blood pressure good and low. Yeah, you gotta let them know. And then I like the ones in Las Vegas. I like the dispensary in Las Vegas. Planet 18 is really good and stuff with that, especially medical. Especially medical. It tells you when it was planted, you know what I'm saying, when it was harvested and everything like that. It tells you the mother and the father of the weed, how it was breaded and everything. So I love Planet 18 in Vegas, and they have some great medical out there. OMG, that happened to me. My girl was tripping. I'm like, you seen me roll this? I said, you ain't never spoke with me ever again. I scared the hell out of me. I'm going to jail because she's like, yes, Renee. Hey, Purple, what's going on? She said, oh, they said Barry got a hold of Jarvis in jail. They both in PC. I heard that. I heard about that mother for sure. My homegirl drove herself to the EI, but sold it up before they came back with the test results. Girl, that'd be the worst. Planet 13. Okay, I was off a couple of numbers, but thank you for correcting me, Renee. But yes, and yeah, how they got the tables in there where you could sit down and everything. So I love Planet 13. She said going to Vegas in June. Gonna smoke no pass. Okay, T-Ba. And girl, I was up there in Vegas, girl, walking around just smoking my shit. You know, it was dispensary. But the only thing about it, they don't deliver to hotels. They'll deliver to Airbnbs though. Jarvis got beat up. Yeah, I heard about it, Yvette. Dang, I wish so bad I could smoke. I can't wait to retire. Okay, Purple. Yeah, it's in Vegas. Yeah, it's in Vegas. Yeah, I stayed right across from the Pink Flamingo down where Tupac got killed. I stayed right there on the corner where Tupac had got killed in the Tuscany. It was beautiful. The Tuscany is beautiful. So if y'all staying in Vegas, it's right there on the strip. It's right there by the Bali and everything. You guys will definitely enjoy it. Let's get into this. Yeah, Cornell, I heard about it. Let's get into this story right here, you guys. It's super sad. And I got questions, y'all. I got questions.
One is with the actual, like 14, 13 or 14. He was out here. And then, of course, the little baby's missing. So I don't know.
How long it's gonna be before they
I
open?
don't know how many kids she had.
They don't want to find ice. Yeah.
She had 3 kids in total.
The actual dad.
One is with the actual daddy. The other one's with the granddaddy. They're taking pictures. The neighborhood said they haven't seen the child in like 30 days. The mama said she was missing since last night. Somebody said they haven't seen the baby since the 14th, which was Saturday on Valentine's at Chuck E. Cheese. Like, make it make sense. If she was at Chuck E. Cheese should have some damn cameras. This apartment complex should have some cameras.
Okay. Where's this baby? Some people say they ain't seen the baby in a month. Some people say she said she had the baby at Chuck E. Cheese. Because this was just this Monday, she's saying that the baby's missing. The baby is missing. One, she's got 3 kids. One's with a grandfather. One's with his daddy. And she has the little girl. Where is this baby? Is what I want to know. Why is people saying, because people's going to see you. Hey, Harry Hovind, what's going on? Where's the baby? She said, yeah, I know Junior was removed, but he went to where the mama told them. Where at Purple?
Like, the only thing that we know of is that the mama burnt the bed a couple of days ago.
The mama
In the
burnt the
woods where the
bed.
yellow tape is.
The mama burnt the bed, y'all. Now, they said in the wood right there, see where the trucks is, this yellow tape. They said, we don't know where the baby is, but the mama burnt the bed. Why did the mama burn the baby's bed in the woods? Let me get that information. Hold on, April. Because I want to focus on the story alone, but she wants to know where it happened. Let me get it for y'all real quick. Where's that baby? It said Tyler reported missing after not being found in bed. Neighbors said they haven't seen her in weeks. Genesis Nova Reid was reported missing around 3 a.m. local time by her mother on February 16th from an Alabama home. So this happened in Alabama, you guys. She was reported missing by her mother after she was not found in her bed at the home on Apache Drive in Enterprise, according to police. Authorities say they determined the 2-year-old girl had not been seen in several weeks. I don't care what state, what county, please call the police for Genesis. Genesis Nova Reid was missing by her mother after she was not found in her bed at home on Apache and Enterprise, and the front door was open. The front door was open, the Enterprise Police Department said on a bulletin on Monday, February 16th, where they initially misspelled her name. I misspelled her name too. I got it corrected. Police originally said that the girl is 3 years old, but later corrected themselves, stating she is 2 years old. She is expected to turn 3 in March. Authorities on Tuesday, February 17th, said that the 2-year-old was reported missing around 3 a.m. local time on Monday. She was wearing a pink Minnie Mouse pajamas. According to the investigators, the child's mother told police she went to check on Genesis and discovered she was not in the home. But as the investigation has progressed, detectives conducted multiple interviews and determined the child had not been seen in several weeks. Neighbors previously claimed that they had not seen the toddler in several weeks. One neighbor alleged they noticed Genesis and her mom had stopped their routine walks on Apache Drive a few weeks ago. A second neighbor said she has not seen Genesis, who used to play outside with her child, since Christmas. A third neighbor, Tyler McGowan, claimed to the outlet that he saw Genesis and the mother alone at a store on Valentine's Day. But when he asked about her daughter's whereabouts, she allegedly only replied with, I don't know, and walked away. So we got the third neighbor saying he seen him on Valentine's Day at the store. He said, then when he quit seeing her, he said, hey, where's Genesis? And she said she doesn't know. But if you see him on Valentine's Day, she just went missing on the 16th. At 3 in the morning, you're up. and you're using the bathroom, yes, you might check the rooms and just check on the kids and stuff. But to see your door open, so why you didn't notice that your door was open? Did you notice your door was open and was like, let me check on my kids and stuff, and notice she was gone? Because the only one you had in your custody, they said, was Genesis. Um, They said officials said Tuesday that Genesis' mom, Adriana Reid, is being detained for questioning as they are looking for a woman named Mariah, a black female who frequented level bars and grills on Delview Avenue in Enterprise, as well as areas as in Ozark. Reid has not been named as a person of interest or a suspect, nor has she been formally accused of wrongdoing. Police said if Mariah, I don't know if it's Mariah, yeah, Mariah or anyone who knows her has any information or connection to Genesis or the child's mother, they should contact authorities immediately. The missing child's father and other relatives are cooperating fully with the investigation. So y'all detained her to ask questions when y'all could simply call her in because the people are saying we haven't seen her. Yeah, it's in Enterprise, Alabama. She said she went missing at 3 a.m. The police didn't get there until 4 a.m. Man, ain't no breaking in to steal no babies. And you didn't hear it? That woman knows what happened. She said, why does law enforcement keep giving misinformation on our children's missing posters? Absolutely, Patricia. It's like it's to throw us off. They also said that the mom bleached everything down. So we see right there where the two trucks are. It's yellow tape. They said the mother, hey, Tasha Briscoe, that the mother said that she burnt the bed. Why did you burn the bed if you're not hiding something? Hey, Rhapsody, what's going on? She said, I'm on my way to Troy. It's Enterprise. Yeah, why did she bleach everything? Did somebody do something inappropriate to this child, or did you unalive her? You know, is the question. You're using bleach and you're burning the bed is to kill evidence. That's what I would think.
I'm trying to see. I'm gonna get you the damn fucking front door. That's what I want to see.
All right, what's up with y'all? So look, I'm back again with another video, right? And I'm pretty sure that a lot of y'all have seen this floating around on the internet and trying to get the grasp of what's going on, get the gist of it, or whatever the case may be. And it's kind of confusing because there is no bona fide information out right now. It is a
Yeah, April, I get what you're saying about people do break in, kidnap kids. They do, but my thing is, did they have a key? Because why didn't you hear that? You know what I'm saying? What made you get up at 3:30 in the morning to go check on your daughter? Did you hear the noise and they woke you up? You know, it's just a question now that you woke up at 3 in the morning and went to check on your daughter, and boom, she's not there, and then you say your door's open. She said they went into that apartment with the blue light. They were supposed to took some carpet as well. Wow. I'm going to be nosy when I get there. I've been thinking hard about moving to Troy. She is a beautiful baby. She's very beautiful. So they did take some carpeting, y'all, or something, and they went over like they had to see something.
I seen this when it popped up, but I wanted to wait until we can get something to go off of, right? Now, I'm pretty sure in the beginning of this video, y'all heard.
I stand with you motherfuckers like dang, so nobody, the nosy neighbors, nobody reported anything. And I think when we stop seeing children, I think we should, you know, if it's anonymously and you don't want to be exposed or just say, hey, I just did a welfare check. Because I'm going to be that neighbor to say, I ain't seen y'all. I didn't know if something happened to y'all. You know, I was concerned and stuff. So I think if we see kids periodically and then boom, we just stop seeing them for over a month because it's by this time it's over a month. The woman said, I ain't seen her since Christmas. So that would be a red flag. And she always plays with my little girl outside or whatever. So those are just red flags for me to stop seeing a child. If they walked every day and boom, I don't see them not even driving and stuff like that. I don't see them coming and going. Those are red flags as well, you know. So I would definitely do a welfare check. I don't think there's nothing wrong with doing a welfare check.
I heard a couple of different people saying a couple of different things. They live out there or they are from that area.
Wow.
And they,
so the car seat was burnt.
Are giving what they are saying is facts. I got to put that out there that everything on my channel said by them or me is all alleged until we get bona fide facts, right? But the baby who is missing, her name is Genesis Reid and the mother's name is Adrian Reid, right? So people have stated that they have.
So Patricia said it was a car seat burnt too by the mattress. Karen said the mother said somebody's breaking in and peeing in her shampoo. They're thinking mental illness. My God. Mm. And that mental illness, we know it comes so fast. You never know when. I wonder if she's ever had any kind of manic episodes to where people noticed that she was having these kind of if she was having mental illness episodes and stuff. Is that why she gave up the other kids? Was she crashing out and stuff? She definitely knows where she is, but I hope the situation doesn't end bad. Why would you burn the mattress in the car seat?
To her about this baby, and she said she didn't know where the baby was. People said that the baby has been missing since January because they normally will see the baby, but they haven't seen the baby in a long time. Just a lot of different speculations going on. But
Okay,
I found
they know
a
just
couple
the
of
mattress.
articles
Not sure about the car seat. Okay,
that
thank you.
are based on this topic, and we're finna talk about it real quick. So basically, WT.
Let me clarify this. Let me fix this. I gotta fix her first name and her last name. I'll go back and edit that when I finish the video and stuff like that. She's 2 years old. The car seat's not burnt. It was just there. Patricia said, I don't know if her car seat was burnt, just the mattress for sure. So I want to correct that. Another thing I want to say, these fathers need to step up more because ain't no way I'm not going 30 days without seeing. Yes, mother, for that's another red flag. That's another red flag right there. And, we do have to talk to these fathers because I don't want to keep hearing, she won't let me see my baby. Take it to court. Go to court. If you really want to see your kid that bad, take it to the proper authorities and get it done. I've been in Planet 13. It's so professional. It is. You know what I think, Sanji?
VY. They put on their news website basically says that a man claimed the mother of the missing 3-year-old Enterprise girl said she didn't know where her daughter was when he saw her on Saturday. Tyler McGowan said the encounter happened at a store and he immediately noticed Genesis' daughter was not with her mother as usual, which he didn't think much about until he asked about the little girl. Okay, so basically that's what was stated. This is the alleged conversation. He said, now we're talking about the little girl.
And just the fact that he's seen her and he's like, oh, where's Genesis? Oh, I don't know. That right there should have got a phone call instantly. You know what I'm saying? Instantly. You don't know where your baby is. You get what I'm saying? Well, she slipped something. What is really going on right now? She said, OMG, I mentioned to watch this last night. So sad, a whole month before authorities got involved, like Naziah. She said, is there multiple fathers? Yes, it's multiple fathers. One of the little boy lived with his father. One of the kids, they said, allegedly lives with the grandmother. And this one is Genesis. She stayed with the mother, especially if he knew she had issues. He had to know something was wrong with her, red flags being ignored. And what if he didn't know she had issues, but just for you to tell me, I say, mother, where's your daughter? And you be like, I don't know. I would instantly, but men are different than women too.
I said, aren't we missing somebody? You know what I'm saying? And she said, I said, well, where's the little girl? She said, I don't know. And she walked away. McGowan told WTVY News 4, making the case more concerning.
Right there, son.
It says neighbors who said they have not seen Genesis for weeks, possibly since early January. Now, I don't know if I put it in the beginning of this video, but I heard that she had burned a mattress, and they do have yellow tape around a certain specific area. So this like somebody trying to get rid of evidence. In most cases, I'm not trying to put that on her because we don't know. I'm just simply saying that's just an indicator that some BS going on, because who the hell just go burn a mattress? You know what I'm saying? But as of now, the police, they stated that they don't have anything to really just give the public right now.
Did she do something to the baby? Did she do something to Genesis? Did she allow someone in her home to do something with Genesis now? My suspicions are sparked. I really want to know. Patricia said, were the kids removed by CPS, which is a good question. Nate's asking, did she have a living partner? Because why do they want to see Mariah so much? What does Mariah have to do with this? Was she someone that lived there? That's a good question. Was Mariah a roommate? Why are they looking for Mariah? You know what I'm saying? Why hasn't Mariah popped up and stuff like that? Like she usually is at these clubs and at somewhere in Ozark and some more. It's a reason why her other kids aren't in her custody. Red flag. I don't know. I don't know what you mean. I don't know. Yeah, that right there, Nene, definitely. You know what I'm saying? When he asked about the baby, who else is involved? Who, you know what I'm saying? I would like to know who else comes and goes outside that home now. Then the brother was laughing on the video, was pissing me off. The brother, cause she had possibly sold her. I think something happened, goddess. I think something happened is why she burnt that mattress and stuff and some of that baby's belongings. I think something happened. I can't believe that baby girl responded. I don't know. Yes. Hey Corey Boo, definitely a red flag when you just say I don't know where my daughter is and just walk around. Yeah, it's something going on. It's something sinister.
And they want people to stop spreading false narratives on the internet, but y'all already know how it go. Now, it was bits and clips of this live posted, and I had to go find the full video. Y'all know how I get down. I got to go find the full video that way everybody can watch it in its entirety. I haven't finished watching it myself, but I am going to finish watching it by the time I post this. And I just simply want to say, man, people out there are really, really concerned. Yes, true enough, people being nosy and shit, but ultimately people really do give a damn about these kids, and I'm one of those people who do. I just simply want to say I hope that the
And I think when it comes to kids, Carlos, I don't think people are being. I think we should start getting more nosier when it comes to kids. And you are awesome at what you do. Salute to you. But I think we should get more nosy. I think we're not nosy enough when it comes to these children. Is why these things are happening. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as she burnt that mattress, a phone call did fire department come out. She's supposed to go to jail for that. You know what I'm saying? That's automatic. That's arson. You get what I'm saying? And it's just arson. Definitely a red flag when they just say, I don't know what my daughter is, just walk around. Yes. And they say, yes. This story shook my soul today. Yes. As soon as Janice sent it to me, she requested me to do this story. I went to it instantly and I'm here. She said exactly. She said, remember, the neglect is also a form of unaliving a small child, keeping a foot on her neck. I'm tired of this happening. Absolutely, Sanji. But I think when the residents seen the mattress being on fire, like, did the fire department come? Did they investigate, say who did this? You know what I'm saying? What action was taken when she burnt Genesis mattress? I would like to know that.
Baby is found, or I hope that they can get justice for this baby, because this is unacceptable in my personal opinion. How the hell your baby go missing at 3 a.m. in the morning? That's what she told the people. But look, hey, until we get the facts, I gotta chill out. I gotta get my feelings out of it. I gotta handle this responsibly.
Ain't no wrong with feelings being in it.
I want to know y'all thoughts and opinions on this. I'm gonna let y'all get into these lives, and I'm gonna come at y'all with some updates. They said they will have updates later. I don't know how long later is, but I simply want to say, man, whatever the outcome is, I hope that the baby, is found, or they can get justice for her. But you got to remember what I just said. Stop going off what everybody's saying. There is no real information out there yet. Everything is speculations or people just giving statements.
Yes,
but we don't know what happened to the baby as of now. But they also said that the baby was seen at Chuck E. Cheese. I probably put that in the video too, in the front too. I don't know how true it is, but like they said, it should be some camera footage to show all of this. I just simply want to say, man, justice for her, or bring her ass home, one of the two. And that's still justice, though. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'm going to let y'all get into these lives, and I'll holler at y'all later.
Came over here and started searching. I know the Coffee County Sheriff's Office came as well, and we started reaching out to other partners at that time. During the morning hours, we completed a number of searches of the area in close proximity to the residents here. We are starting to figure out and try and clear up some stuff from the public. We had requested the public pass on any information if they had seen Genesis in the past 30 days. We're trying to get a timeline and would appreciate that information. We haven't necessarily stated that Genesis has been missing for 30 days, but that's what we're asking everybody, is to provide that information. Again, the mother stated that when she woke up this morning at 3 a.m., that's when she noted the child was missing. We have not stopped since 3 a.m. this morning. All of our.
When did she burn the mattress? I wonder when. They haven't gave a timeline, but I wonder when she burnt the mattress. Did she burn the mattress earlier that day, like, going into the night of Monday morning, like, when did she burn the mattress would be a good thing. And Carlos is right. We don't have real information now. We are all just speculating at this point, but it's not too much not to go off of. When you're burning belongings and stuff like that, the doors open. They said they don't know what connection of the police did say they don't know what connection Mariah has in this case, but I guess neighbors and stuff know of the girl, and they have given her name because her name didn't just pop up out of nowhere. She said, "Bring that baby now." Right, bring me that baby now. Yes, wrong. I mean, I'm doing my nails, but I'm listening. I'm like, wow. I mean, right now, burning it, period. So I can't wait for the timelines, and we're gonna cover this case, you guys. We're gonna be covering the case of Genesis, Nova Reid over here, as well as still covering Tyrone Davis Jr. So much information has came out about him, but right now I really want to focus on where this baby is. And like I said, I will change her name, you guys, after I finish this live.
Health, District Attorney's Office, Aaliyah. We have federal partners here as well. The FBI and the U.S. Marshal Service have both come today and tried to offer their assistance. We are trying to leave no stone unturned. Unfortunately, we all want results now, but it does best we can, and we want nothing more than to find Genesis unharmed. But we are going to make requests from the public, and we are going to lean on the media and the public fairly hard in order to try and obtain this information. Okay?
I'm just going to reiterate what Captain Hagland said. The number one focus here is to find Genesis. I know it's been reported, and I've seen Facebook commentary about things going on. Obviously, we can't comment on all those things right now. There is an investigation that's going on, but the most important piece of that investigation is trying to find Genesis alive and well and bringing her home to her family. So we're asking the public and the media to please get this message out. Share the poster that got put out on Facebook this morning with her picture. And if you know anything, don't hesitate, like that alert said, that went out to our immediate area.
If you're in the Enterprise area of Alabama, please go find that flyer and share that flyer out in your community. Let's pray that we bring this baby home alive and safe and stuff. Let's just pray for that. I'm sick of these babies coming back unalived, dismembered, and so much more. It's getting so disturbing out here in the world today. But if you're in the Alabama area, period, it doesn't have to just be the Enterprise area, but if you're down there, period, in Purple, if you're going down that way, I forgot who said they was going down that way today, grab that flyer, look that up, Genesis Nova Reid story, and share that with your family that you're going to see, and see if they can keep sharing it and continue to share it at work and other places, because we don't know if somebody has this baby for real, if somebody really came in and took Genesis out of the home and stuff. We have no information yet. We have to wait to see what the mother is saying, but she has been detained.
Please contact Enterprise Dispatch and share that information so that police can track it down. It's important, though, they don't need spam calls. They need hard, concrete information so that the officers that we have on scene can do their job and not get flooded with stuff that's not relevant to what's going on here, which is the search and investigation into this matter.
So we provided deputies on scene at the time.
And this is who brought the story to me, you guys. Thank you so much again, Janet. She said maintenance did speak to her about discarding the mattress over there. After the maintenance spoke with her, the mattress became burnt. So she just basically tossed it over there, and the maintenance spoke to her about it, and she went and burnt it up versus finding another way of getting rid of it. Okay.
The evidence there is gone, and we will continue. So yes, just reach out to the public if they got any information to help us. We're reaching out to you guys to try to get some more answers. And we thank you for what y'all have done so far. The community's come out, supported us 110%. And we thank y'all for that.
Just the same thing the sheriff and the district attorney has said. Any information that's available, obviously.
Dennis, when did he speak to her? Was it before she went missing or was it after? That would give a good timeline. Did he give that timeline about when he spoke to her about that mattress and stuff like that? And what caused her to go burn it? Because any evidence on that mattress is now gone. I hate this for this baby right now. And I thought the mattress was bloody before it was burned. Did neighbor speak out about seeing any blood or anything on the mattress, guys? No, Claire, I couldn't.
There needs to be concrete information so that the officers that we have on scene can do their job and not get flooded with stuff that's not relevant to what's going on here, which is the search and investigation into this matter.
So we provided deputies on scene at the time. We had canines on the ground, and we will continue. So yes, just reach out to the public. If they got any information to help us, we're reaching out to you guys to try to get some more answers. And we thank you for what y'all done so far. The community's come out, supported us 110%, and we thank y'all for that.
Dreaming of the perfect family trip?
Who are you?
Honey, Priceline's AI.
Just the same thing the sheriff and the district attorney has said. Any information that's available, obviously, that needs to be sent to the Enterprise Police Department. Our agency is here to support Enterprise Police with any resource we have. We're prepared to do that until we hopefully find this child.
Yeah, well, is there a special needs, autism or anything like that would be no? So as far as, able-bodied would be. And what about custodial, a non-custodial situation?
Well,
I mean, sometimes that happens.
We can't get into everything.
Right.
Is that blood on the mattress or is that the mattress burnt up? Lola. Lola did send me some pictures. They said something is off about this. So I see the people. Let me get on the big screen real quick so I can show you guys a picture. But this is the picture. Shit. Of the mattress, guys. That's the picture of the mattress. Is that the mattress burnt? What is that on the mattress? I see the dad going off. He's crying. This is the father in the gray shirt right here, guys. He's crying hysterically. It looked like he could be going off. In that picture, I see him crying for sure. She said this behavior of covering up a crime. If she's mentally impaired, how is she aware enough to cover up a crime? I have questions. Absolutely, nay. I agree. She said allegedly that's the mattress. Is that before it got burnt though? Is that the mattress burnt or before? Hey Kiki baby, wow, looks like blood. It does. The post I got the picture from said before it was burnt. So I want you guys to look at this picture again. They were saying this is before it was burnt. It looks like a lot of blood. That looks like a lot of blood. If that is honestly before it was burnt, that is a lot of blood on that mattress. So she said I'll send the post to you. Yeah, send me the post. He went ballistic. Looks like blood to me. That's a lot of blood, my God.
There's no evidence at this point in time that this is any kind of dispute between parents of the child.
And have we been able to confirm her age? Is it 3 years old or 2 years old?
All I know is 3, so it could be different. I haven't been told any different. Have you been told different?
People are, yeah.
Okay.
She may be just about to turn 3.
Okay.
But she's right in that 2 to 3 age range.
I have a question. Does the mother say, was she at home when, I guess, the child went missing?
That's what she said. Mm-hmm.
And is the father also in contact with you all?
We have contacted all the family members that we have discovered that are contactable. So several family members, and they are all working with us. We have a good relationship right now. and they're helping us tremendously.
There's also been mutterings of people wanting to start their own search parties for her. Is there anything you want to clarify to the public about that?
I don't think we're at the point right now to have mass search parties. We're trying to target certain locations. If it comes to a mass search party, we will certainly ask the public for help. But there's no reason right now to just show up and form your own. We will ask, and when we've asked in the past, we've had great response to that. So
we will organize that search.
How's the mom doing?
What's that?
How is the mom doing?
I don't know. I haven't spoken with the mom in quite a while, so I can't really say.
And I get we be anxious to start a party, but we don't want to contaminate the area and stuff. There's no telling what kind of evidence is surrounding and stuff like that. So I guess they're just trying to really gather up information. Was she taken by a friend? Who have you been having any altercations with people? Just a regular lining of questions that they would ask anybody, but we don't want to contaminate the scene. We want to make sure that she's found safe. I don't think they're trying to look at this girl as being unalived as of yet, and I'm glad that they're not looking at it like that. But maybe that's why they're trying to see Mariah. Maybe Mariah is a friend of the mother and seen some things that she can give them more clarity on when it comes to baby Genesis. What he mean, no reason BS. Tasha, like, right, what the hell? She said, wait, nobody will suspicious about the bloody mattress. Just like Tasha, hey, that she burnt it though. So that's why I want to get the timeline on the burning of the mattress to see, was that before or after? Like, when did the mattress become get put over there for them to go look at that and not see this little girl? It raises major questions and concerns and stuff. But I guess in their line of work, they have to do it a certain way and stuff. This is crazy, you guys. This is crazy. It's sad and it's super, super crazy. I dropped Carlos King's link into this, you guys. We're just at the 12-minute mark of a 2-hour video. You guys catch it, and I'm gonna do a part 2 to this video tomorrow. I want you guys to go check it for yourself. Keep up with it. I'm gonna go look more into it and stuff, because I want to see what these people in the neighborhoods are saying and stuff like that, and some more. I got a lot of homework to do right now, and a lot of stuff to get into to keep this her name going, because this is fresh, you guys. This is a fresh story. We want to find baby Genesis alive. They're saying they don't want a search started right now or anything. They have the questions.
What about the response from the neighbors? They've been out here for quite some time. Talk about what that means to have a community.
That's interesting. They said she burnt it on Friday. T-Bay said they said she burnt it on Friday. The friend was on live. The mom cut off all her hair and was saying she's Susie today. Wow. And let me tell y'all something. When people commit heinous crimes, sometimes that's their way out. Plead insanity. Hey, I'm crazy. Something's going on with me. So they won't get the sentence and stuff. I'm just saying what I've seen. First time seeing the mattress, yes. So she burnt it before she reported her missing. Yeah, Patricia, because a lot of people said they hadn't seen the little girl in a couple of months. Some people saying since Christmas. Some people saying since the beginning of the year they haven't seen the little girl at all. But it was a man that said he seen her on Valentine's Day, and then he didn't see the little girl anymore. But Valentine's Day was Saturday, so that means that her burning that mattress on Friday is gonna give the timelines a little bit of a the police like it was somebody saying, they got a neighbor saying they seen her on Valentine's Day, so it kind of makes you say well, she was alive. She said they're saying they knew she was missing a week ago. It was a post made a week ago, but it was deleted. Did anybody capture that post? I wonder, Lola, did anybody capture that post? And y'all, another thing, we got to start screenshotting. When we see things that don't look right about missing kids, somebody saying something, we have to get that screenshotted and stuff, because people are deleting more and stuff. That's why I said she's probably Mariah. Oh my goodness, this is so devastating and so sad. She wasn't someone else when she set that mattress on fire. Okay, we got to look at that. Now the timelines is going to be kind of iffy for me, and I know it's iffy for the police because they got a neighbor again saying Valentine's Day. I seen them in the store. That's Saturday. She burnt the mattress on Friday. Then what happened? Where did all that blood come from on that mattress? It could only spell out a couple of things: red rum or inappropriate touching or something. I don't see, or a bad injury and stuff, a very bad injury. Other than that, I don't see that much blood coming from even an injury that's not being treated, because that's neglect and stuff. So was the little girl walking fine when he seen her and stuff? How was the baby when the neighbor seen her? I would like to know that and stuff. So I think this is great to be one of those. I know we're not prepared, but I think we're gonna have to prepare. I don't want to think like that, but the way from what we're watching and the way that mattress looked, it just grossed me out, honestly. He said he saw without the baby. He said he saw without the baby. See, the news is so conflicting. They said he saw with the baby, and then the next day he didn't see her. I got to go back and look. That's why Carlos King is saying it's going to be so much misinformation and stuff like that. The news is even saying she's 3 when she's only 2. So yes, I got to do my own research. Wait until you see the video, sis. This is crazy. Yeah, I got to get the video. Sorry, riders, I'm learning the case with you all. I'm in California. You're fine, Janice. Thank you so much for even sharing that with me. I appreciate that so much. Hey, Miss Beak, what's going on? It was a news post, Miss Parker. They deleted the post though. Okay, thank you, Lola. I appreciate that. Let me see. She sent me a news post. Let me read it to you guys. And shout out to Carlos King for jumping on it immediately. So somebody said about the father, they said, so he haven't talked to his daughter in 30 days either. Just throwing this out there. The post has been deleted, but they knew a week ago at least. And that said, in pursuit, missing and wanted. Police say Genesis Nova Reid was discovered missing from her bed in the door to the home. So y'all, a week ago, now I got questions. They said the father stays 3 hours away. But 30 days is still long in for 3 hours away. You know what I'm saying? It just is. But to each his own. I can't think about the father right now. Wait a minute. It's a post from a week ago, guys. I want to show you guys this. I got to show you guys this. Talking about her being missing a week ago, and it says a week. Wait a minute. Y'all see the time on there? It says a week ago. It says a week ago. What's going on? What is going on? I'm being honest. What's happening right now? Extremely disheartening. They're supposed to give an update at 4 p.m. The December date is when the father said he last saw her. Hey, Brittany, what's going on, boo? The first link I sent is in the comments. 3 hours. That's a day trip. Shaking my head. What the hell's going on? I don't know. Let me go investigate, you guys. Janice, again, thank you. Shout out to Carlos King. Thank you for sharing and giving us the whole video. Carlos King, go over there and check it out, you guys. Again, it's a 2 hour and 32-minute video that Carlos gave us. I'm only into 12 minutes. I dropped the link in the chat. You guys catch it and go watch it. I will see you guys back tomorrow, and hopefully they have some updates for us today. The mom said missing since since February 15th. How's she missing on February 15th? If you said you woke up, that's Sunday. But come on, they said that the police even said that you called them at 3 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Said you woke up, checked on the baby, she wasn't there. So which one is it? Is it a week ago y'all knew she was missing? Is it on the 15th or is it on the 16th? Because 3 o'clock a.m. in the morning on Monday would make that the 16th. Which one is it? Hey, joy to the world. Man, I got so much to uncover right now. But we're going to break it down together. Tomorrow at 2, I'll see y'all back for another part of Genesis Nova Reid. Let me go get my homework together. And I will see you guys back here at 5. Me and Shank Rock is going to have some uncensored and unfiltered conversation about is he a pastor? Is that because I don't think a pastor carries on the way this Mr. McNutt is. But Mr. Nutty Butter has some serious allegations surrounding him when it comes to these children and stuff like that. And I want to get into it and I want to have a conversation with Shank Rock, get his feel on things. So I'll see you guys back at 5.